Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, bringing you the third set of KT Rolster versus STX Seoul in the first week of the fourth round of Pro League. The top two teams in the Pro League facing off. They are tied 1-1. Flash taking set 1 against Cal, and Bogus taking set 2 against Tempest. Look at that, Bogus. And we're going to be going on to set 3. This is HoeJJa versus Calm. HoeJJa for KT and Calm for STX. Now, Calm is a guy who... It seems like Calm, every game that Calm plays that I see is always ZVZ. I don't know why, it just seems like he plays so much ZVZ. He's actually very good at all the matchup. He has no real weaknesses. His nickname is the Brain Zerg for Calm because he's just such an intelligent player and plays so strategically and responds so smartly. So his name is the Brain Zerg. I love it. I think he's pretty sweet. So we're gonna have Calm in the top right in white, and HoeJJa in the top left in yellow. So HoeJJa is in yellow, Calm is in white. This is Judgment Day. 4-player map. Doesn't really matter considering they're at near position, so you can kind of almost disregard the bottom half of the map. It probably isn't going to matter. At most, you'll maybe see a couple meterless randomly go down there occasionally, but overall, the bottom half of the map is not going to matter. We're going to be sticking to this top half almost exclusively. This should be definitely a pretty interesting game here. You know, like, this is one of those maps where I suspect that people are not going to be going for a quick expansion as like a 12 hatch as often in ZVZ. I haven't seen a lot of ZVZs on here. I've seen a couple, and including one that was really creative, like a 999 build, which was pretty sweet. But okay, looks like there is a 9 hatch coming out here from HoeJJa, so this is going to be a 999 build. Just as soon as I say that I remember seeing one. Of course, someone's going to do it. That's actually pretty kind of cool. I don't remember who did it, but yeah, he's going to be doing 9 hatch, 9 pool, 9 gas. It allows you to spam a ton of Zerglings really, really early. There is no mid-game presence at all. You are not going meatless. The only reason you get gas at all is 100 gas for the Zergling upgrade, and then every egg you can produce becomes a Zergling. And you charge hard. And Calm actually going for a 12 hatch here. Now the reason I thought that 12 hatch would not be as common here is that it's hard to defend. It's not really a common choke for your 2 bases, so yeah, it just seems like it would be very difficult to defend, just because, you know, you could send, like, if someone came at you with 8 Zerglings, and force you back into the choke of your main, they could send, you know, send 2 Zerglings, or 1 Zergling even, to that other base, and start harassing, and you'd have to be multitasking like a, you know, it would be very, very difficult for you to defend, and that's why I kind of suspect that 12 hatch won't be very popular on this map. Calm is going for it here. We'll see if he has a chance. A 9 hatch, 9 pool, 9 gas is going to be very, very painful for Calm to deal with. He's going to have to, hopefully he can scout this out. He needs to get that Overlord in there, and he can see that creep now, but he really needs to see this and needs to know that he needs to spam Zerglings, probably even get down a creep colony, because there's going to be Zerglings popping very, very shortly, and yeah, you can see him throwing down Zerglings right now. He really is going to need to creep. Yeah, there's 8 Zerglings already. So I hope Calm understands what's going on. I'm sure he does. And I think we're going to see a creep colony pretty soon. Maybe not. Maybe he thinks that he can hold this off. But if he can hold this off without a creep colony, I would be very, very impressed. Obviously, he knows. Does HoeJJa not know where Calm is? I wonder if HoeJJa doesn't know. I haven't been following his overlords as closely, and I think HoeJJa might not know where he is. Maybe? Be surprised. I mean, he knew the Overlord was there, so he should have known. But it looks like no, HoeJJa doesn't know. HoeJJa's sending his Zerglings to the bottom left, giving Calm time here, and this is absolutely huge. HoeJJa going to the bottom left, thinks that that's where Calm is. He's going to be in for a rude surprise, and Calm's going to have time to get a second hatchery of production up, and he might actually be able to fight this off now. Oh, wow, this is absolutely ridiculous. Calm's going to be able to get a ton of Zerglings out now with this extra 10-15 seconds, maybe even 30 seconds, considering, and the layer is going up, and he's still spamming Zerglings. Look at that. He's not producing any drones really at that natural expansion. So very smart play here from Calm, and he's got this concave up. This is a huge concave, and probably not the tightest concave here, but now both players have 2 hatcheries spamming Zerglings to get into this area, and I don't know how much of an advantage HoeJJa's really going to have now. It looks like he's going to try a drone drill. Going to try and get a drone to just make one small little hole in this defense, and then just swoop in and try and get a big surround out. We'll see how effective this is. Is he going to go for it? Yes, here it comes. And Oh, he's going to use the range of the drone. I see. He's going to use the range of the drone to try and be a nuisance to Calm. Interesting here. Move here. HoeJJa really needs to puncture this open. There's no way that he can win if this game goes on too long. And here he goes. Now we're charging in. There's going to be a huge fight here. The concave has kind of become pretty linear, and I can't tell who's winning. There's a ton of Zerglings fighting each other. It looks like Calm's coming out ahead. No, HoeJJa's coming out ahead. He's going to come out just a little bit ahead. It looks like he's going to have 2 more Zerglings than Calm, but that is not a ton. Calm has a chance here. Calm has a chance with reinforcements to be okay here. You can see that he has reinforcements coming in. One Zergling left. One Zergling and a drone left for HoeJJa. Is this enough? Will this be enough to take this down? And more reinforcing Zerglings from both players, spamming Zerglings to get into there. We got a second colony going up at the main for Calm as well. And it looks like Calm is actually going to be... I think Calm is going to be able to defend this. Yeah, he's got 6 Zerglings now, and his reinforcement rate is just so much closer that he's going to be able to defend this. Fantastic play here by Calm to fend off this 999 build. And yeah, his layer, I believe, is up, and I don't know if he has the minerals to spend, but if he can get a spire going, yeah, he does have a spire going. If that spire gets up, and all he needs is 1 Mutalisk. All he needs is one Mutalisk to go over to the drone line and kill all the drones. That's all he needs, and he will win this game. Yeah, it is so close right now. This is such we're still in such a tense period right now. We'll see if HoeJJa maybe. I don't think HoeJJa can afford to throw in an evolution chamber or anything. So this is he's got to continue spamming Zerglings to just send them in. But I don't think he can afford to. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to win this. Yeah, Calm's pretty much got this now. Too many Zerglings for Calm. He's got too much of a Zergling advantage, and HoeJJa is not going to be able to produce the units he needs in order to out Zergling produce Calm. Maybe his one hope is that when the spire is complete, maybe when he produced Mutalisk, and yeah, there's 1 Mutalisk right now, right here, and it doesn't look like Calm's overproduced Mutalisk. I was going to say maybe if he spent 5 or 6 eggs on Mutalisk, HoeJJa could maybe pray and hope that he could take advantage of that gap in production and go for it then, but no, that's not going to happen here. And I believe Calm is sending that Mutalisk over to HoeJJa's base. HoeJJa is trying to get a Spore Colony up, but the evolution chamber is not yet complete. See what happens here. Another engagement going on here between the Zerglings of Calm and HoeJJa. More fights going on here. And now we got some Mutalisk here to support Calm's Zerglings. And now that is just, yeah, Calm's Zerglings with Mutalisk support is going to be a dominant force here. And you can see that going on there. There it is. HoeJJa forced to GG. Calm able to defeat the 999 build from KT's HoeJJa, and that was definitely a very, very cool game. So now I've seen a 999 build win, and I've also seen a 999 build fail. So I'm pretty happy about that. If you guys have been following my my games and you got to see both of those, that's pretty fun. That's a pretty interesting build, and to see it both win and lose is pretty crazy. I think HoeJJa would have won that game if he had gone straight to the top right. I think those extra 20 seconds or so that he spent going to the bottom left and then to the top right gave Calm the advantage, the time he needed to complete his wall. So that's kind of unfortunate for HoeJJa. But yeah, it would have been very, very close, because Calm probably would have. It would have been a crazy micro fight to see whether or not Calm would survive there. But it would have been at least a little bit closer. Very, very good game. And we'll be moving on to the 4th set. STX Seoul with a 2-1 lead. So KT is going to need to get a win from someone not named Flash to send this to an ace match. I'll see you guys all in the 4th set.